Hey friends, Joe the Farmer here, and today I'm going to be doing a review slash setup of the new StealthCam Fusion X. So it seems like the X is the new thing now. They're going to have the Tacticam Reveal X, and now we have the StealthCam Fusion X. We tried out 3 StealthCam Fusions last year. We were actually really happy with them. The technology is really coming a long way. The setup was super easy. The only real complaints I'd have is that the images could be a little bit better, and it's a very narrow field of view. It's almost like looking through a telescope or something. You didn't get really a wide angle like you would like on a GoPro, or even the Tacticam Reveals and the Browning cameras, really wide, just kind of field of view. So as I'm looking at this one here, I actually am going to pair this with a review of one of our viewers actually sent us a product that they made. This is called a T-Mate, which is a T-post mate. Gentleman sent this to me. I think his name is Art. I'm sorry, I can't remember off the top of my head, but this just showed up in our PO box, and I sent him an email. I was like, hey man, thank you for thinking of us, and if I think this actually works and I think it's something people like to see, then I'll try it out. So what this does is it actually is supposed to replace, like me, I use zip ties on a T-post. Something like this is probably something that I wouldn't usually buy because I've run so many cameras. I think this is $20, which is really reasonable, but I mean, if I'm running 50 cameras, that's going to be a lot of money. After kind of looking at it, my first initial impression was, it doesn't really fit the T-post well. T-posts, in theory, are very symmetrical, but they're not. I buy them at Tractor Supply. They're, one is not like the other. They're like fingerprints almost. As I kind of fiddled with this, you can kind of see a little bit of damage on this piece right here. I took some pliers, bent this piece out, and then it perfectly sat on the T-post, and I thought to myself, this actually does have a pretty good application. For us, we're not running cattle out here, so we don't have to worry about things rubbing against our cameras and really kind of moving them around a whole lot. We've had some coyote attacks, that's about it. Now that I see this thing kind of sitting on a T-post, I want to give him a fair shake, and he's a small business owner, and this is really smart, by the way. I like the design. It's steel. This is not going to go anywhere, and it may rust over time, but it's going to outlive your trail camera. So let's give this a shot. Let's see how it pairs up with the StealthCam Fusion X, and I have pretty high hopes for this. The people at GSM who own StealthCam, they own Muddy, they own pretty much everyone now. They really do want to improve their products, and they knew that their camera last year had some improvements to make, and this one specifically, what I like about it, what I've noticed right off the bat, out of the box, I didn't do an unboxing. Y'all seen enough of these unboxings. The fit and finish is almost identical to the StealthCam Fusion. Now, you can actually update the software in this one remotely now, which is awesome. If y'all have been out there updating your command app on your StealthCams, or you've been trying to update your camera, you know what I'm talking about. You stand there forever. I finally just said, what, I'm just gonna take them down, take them back to the house, and do the update from the house, because it's just a whole lot easier. We're gonna give my friend Art here a good chance with this T-Mate and just see how it works. Pretty cool design. Let's get into it, and I hope I do it justice. And Art, if I don't, then please leave a comment, let me know what you all think, and Art, let us know if I'm doing something wrong. But it's pretty cut and dry. T-post goes through the top, that's obvious, and there's a little clamp that goes through the bottom with a little carabiner clip that kind of holds it in. So let's take a look. I'm going to put it right over here. We're pretty close to the house, but this is a really, really good deer corridor. They walk by here pretty often, especially in the summertime. I'm going to put a 350-pound boss buck feeder here with some buck bourbon barrel proof in there just to keep them going. I saw my first picture of a fawn today, and I'll put a picture of that in here now. That's really why we're doing this, y'all. We really want to give these animals a chance to survive and thrive, and as these as the moms are trying to raise these babies, and that's just going to help the deer numbers and help the population. And yes, we do hunt the deer, but I also think that it's our responsibility here to protect the wildlife, to help grow the herd and make them as healthy as absolutely possible. So those little fawns are going to get the most nutrition we could possibly give them. So let's set this camera up, and then let's get that 350-pound boss buck feeder put up. Let's do it. Okay, so if you're curious what the package looked like, it came, like this. The box looks like a little trail camera on there, and inside the box is the clamp. You have some instructions right there that kind of go through how to put that little clip through there. Now, here's the little clamp that goes through the back, which, in theory, you have the camera on the front. This goes through. There's a little hole there. This clamp would go through there and hold it on. People have made millions doing simpler stuff, so let's see how it works on here, and then we'll see how actually the camera mounts to it too. So these little notches on the T-post are going to keep it from going down. This little clamp looks like that's what you kind of pick whatever height you want it to be, put it on there, It's pretty simple. I'm going to take this little keychain looking thing off because I want as little stuff making noise on here as possible. Right off the bat, what I could say is it's not going to be level. It's going to be really hard to keep that level just because T-posts are never level. This one's brand new. I've never used it before. It's never been fenced and it's already crooked. So that's just kind of how it goes with T-posts. But let's grab the camera, see how that works. Taking the camera, very, very simple. Take the StealthCam Fusion X. Pick which one you want. Obviously, I'm really not going to go with the one on the back. But if I go from the bottom here, screw it in. I mean, I'll say that is a pretty slick setup. I don't love this. I don't love the noise that this is making, so I may end up just putting a zip tie through here, like a smaller zip tie, to keep this secure in there, because this little bracket back here, it is important to have that in there. But as far as like how stable that camera is, it's in there. It's not going anywhere. It may move around a little bit on the ground. I don't usually bury these things because I don't want to buy the most expensive tall ones. This is kind of tucked into these trees, and deer will get used to this. We're here in the early summer, and deer get used to stuff pretty easily. If you ever go to a park and you see deer 20 feet from you, that's why. So there's 3 different green LEDs. The first one's for battery, second one's for signal, third one is for your account, making sure your account's up to date. So once all 3 of these are green, I know we're good. So we have signal, that's good. Once I have 3 solid signals, then this camera's ready to transmit. It does have some more features. It is supposedly much faster trigger speed. I believe it's 0.4 seconds. Detection range is much farther, so should be great. But we'll put some images in here and let y'all see them. Okay, so we have that Boss Buck feeder completely full to the brim. We put a little bit on the outside and around it just to kind of give the animals an idea that it's there. Let them kind of come up here, feel it out, realize that it's not dangerous, it's not going to hurt them, and they can go ahead and get some stuff in there. So I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and end the video here. I'll put some images here while I'm talking and let you get a good idea of what this looks like. I may come back with a full review, kind of a follow-up of this camera if there's really a reason to do it, but if nothing else, it'll give you a really good idea of what the images look like. It's probably going to be worth it to do another video of kind of the Fusion versus the Fusion X. Maybe put them side by side and let you get an idea. If that's something you all would like to see, leave a comment down below. Appreciate y'all watching these videos. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm Joe the Farmer. We out.